Hi, I'm Brooklyn Lawrence, and in this module, you will be learning about pick charts. Pick charts are used to help guide new ideas through the improvement process. The name comes from the sections of the chart. A pick chart is a matrix. Each idea is evaluated and placed on the chart according to how big a benefit it will achieve and how difficult or costly it will be. Depending on where it lands on the chart, an action is determined. If it has lower benefit and it is easy to do and doesn't cost much, it falls into the possible quadrant. These would be items that aren't necessarily as urgent or as quick to test and implement as some other categories. If it is highly beneficial and low difficulty or cost, it's a just do it. These fall into the implement quadrant. If the idea is highly beneficial, but also is difficult or costly, it still is worth doing, but is challenging and may take longer or more coordination. These fall into the challenge quadrant. If the idea is of low benefit and is also difficult or costly, this is an idea that probably can be passed on. These fall into the kibosh quadrant. The way to use the pick chart method is straightforward. First, the person sees a problem and has an idea how to fix it. Then, that idea is put onto an idea card and is placed into the new ideas section. At the next improvement huddle, the group discusses the idea card and evaluates where it would go on the pick chart. Depending on where it lands on the pick chart, this determines whether it moves forward and in what priority. Once it moves forward with people who can actively address the improvement, it is now a work in progress. A couple things to note on the board is you will see WIP, W-I-P, which also means work in process. Another thing to consider is that not all ideas and countermeasures can be tested at the same time, so some judgment needs to go into understanding how much our team can take on at any given time. Finally, once the countermeasures have been tested and proven successful or not, the item is moved into the Done section. It is important to keep these items that have been completed as a record of all the improvements you have implemented. A few important notes about the WIP. You need to carefully consider how much the team can work on and make quick progress. It is also important that we are looking at more quick and easy items over larger and difficult items. Your unit may only be able to handle one big improvement at a time. This will vary from unit to unit. The third thing is that these should be local. Any global improvements should go through Tier 2, the process owners, and the sponsor. So, how do we do local improvement? We start by gathering opportunities and ideas for improvement and identify countermeasures to try. We then conduct rapid cycles of PDCA and try it for a day or two. We will then observe and record the results. You will continue to go through additional cycles until you get a satisfactory result. Once you achieve that satisfactory result, you will document the new standard process and implement it on the unit. We will continue to observe and track to prevent backsliding. The PDCA cycle record is a great tool to help make your improvement work visible. These are very important because it introduces the discipline to ask, how will we measure success at the beginning, and were we successful by those measures? This form goes into your WIP sections along with the idea card, and then into the Done section. Keep these as a record of the improvements you've implemented. Taking local improvements to a broader audience must be done carefully. First, the process must be shown to be stable over time, and we must see that it produces the target condition. Next, send the improvement up to the sponsor or the global process owner to consider if and how to implement more broadly. If it is determined that we will move forward, a testing plan will be put together and a trial period put into place. Typically, these will involve the model cell, primarily to see what impact this change will have on other existing changes that may not have been rolled out yet. Finally, a release plan is put into place and the process is followed for releasing these changes.